don't do it. Let me rephrase that. Don't do it until you have all your ducks in a row. Yes, I hate that expression. Hi, I'm Stella and welcome to 30 Books. I haven't been here for about a year. I mainly talk about book reviews, but this time around I'm going to give a little reason on why I've been missing in action for so long, and also talk about looking for a job, not just a job, and a new career when you are on the cusp of turning 60. So I decided at the age of 59 it would be a really good idea to leave my well-paid, secure job that was probably about 10 minutes from where I lived, so not a long commute job. And I'd been there for 15 years. I decided, oh, what a perfect time to leave. Now, I will say, so I wasn't made redundant, but things had to become quite difficult for a number of different reasons, and I felt like I knew the only option really was for me to leave. Now at the time, and I left quite wonderfully, they gave me a beautiful farewell. There was no acrimony. In retrospect, I should have taken 6 months off and then perhaps got those little ducks in a row. Retrospect, hindsight is a wonderful thing, because I think within a month I kind of fell into a slump. In my mind, I think, when I was in my 20s or even 30s and possibly 40s, I never found it difficult to find a job at all. So, and people assured me, it's you. But a couple of people actually did say, you sure you shouldn't have another job? And I thought, oh, look, that's pretty old fashioned. And I thought I'd get snapped up. I was going to volunteer. People at the volunteering organisations would probably see how fantastic I was and probably offer me a job. I was going to study my librarianship, which I was guaranteed to romp through. In the meantime, I would get a part-time library job because of my experience, in communications and library work as well. And with all the spare time that I had, I was going to finish my novel. Well, let me tell you, I fell into a heap. I've been to university for 30 years. I had a lot more enthusiasm then and time. Dedicated time, motivation, and I also had my fellow students who became my friends. It's all online now. I could handle the technical part of it. The anonymity I couldn't handle, and the other thing is the workload and the library studies. It was postgraduate. It was like it was serious. Like when I had the penny dropped with the assignments that we had to do, I sort of realised, oh, wow, look, I'm back where I started from. I remember these types of essays and assignments, and I was pretty confident I didn't want to do it. Also, the reading is all online. You don't have the physical book. So I found all of that really challenging, and at the same time, I was consistently looking for work. So my brain was like going in two places. And then the idea of trying to write as well, that was just ridiculous in the end. And then the anxiety came up of not having a job, of about to be turning 60, plus, it created a shitstorm. It was not a good time. I didn't get a lot done. I didn't have any motivation. I became quite depressed and felt like I didn't have any sort of options. That's what it was. However, the light in all of this, I finally found library work. Oh, the holy grail, way out in the boondocks. Takes me forever to get there. I didn't care. I absolutely loved it. It was 10 hours a week. First 4 weeks, worked full-time for 4 weeks, thought it was fantastic. what a shock to the system. I had been working in an organisation for 15 years where I really knew the organisation well. I knew what I was doing. I knew how to do my job well. I had great connections with people. You know, it was just also, even though I loved the job, it was time I left. Like I was feeling that I need to do something else. So then you go into a new environment that is completely different from the one that you know. Like it's not even the same work. That was a shock to the system. And in the second week, I did have an anxiety attack, and I called a work colleague and told them, and they talked me, an ex-work colleague I should say, and they talked me through it. Made redundant, or you're facing retirement, you're going into retirement and your ducks weren't all in a row. Routine. That's the thing about work. It does give you that routine, whether you like it or not, and whether you think, oh, one day I won't have to do all of this. Trust me in this. One day you wish that you had places to go, things to do, people to talk to. Routine will keep you sane. I mean, they talk about the devil makes work for idle hands. Well, the other thing the devil does, you know, if you believe in that type of thing, it plays in your mind, screws up your mind. That's what it does. Anyway, I have come out of the other side. I am happily working in a library. You know, it's not all about the books. A lot of it's about the printer, but what it is about is community, and I absolutely love being on the library floor. I will tell you though, I've definitely gone down. So here in Australia, if you're in Australia, we have bands. I was previously on a lot higher band. I'm way down in the pecking order now. And the first pay I received, I did think, where's the rest of it? But anyway, I'm also in a fortunate position. I'm definitely not a rich person. I live in a small apartment, but I do not have a mortgage. So there is that on my side, but I don't live the high life. So let's talk about some books. Reading also fell by the wayside, but I'm definitely back into it. And I just want to talk about some books that I've read quite recently, including this one. It is called How Will I Ever Get Through This? It's a library book, a practical guide to navigating life's toughest time. Now, this book by Dr. Lucy Hone on an epidemic of loss. So it's not just about bereavement, it's losing relationships, a job, divorce, illness, estrangement. It is, you know, it really is like opening up a friend, a practical friend who is going to get you through some of the toughest times. It's got some exercises in here to do. It's got QR codes where you can go to her, Dr. Hone's website, and pick up some further information and references. She is not a self-help guru. She is the real deal. I haven't finished the whole book, but I did want to share it with you. It's wonderful, fantastic. Another book that I recently finished, we did it for book group, Clear by Karis Davies. If you're feeling like the world is too much, well, it is too much. This is a lovely novella to get into. This is the epitome of sublime, and it's austere and delicate and charming and surprising. I'm not really telling you a lot, but when I was reading this book, I thought, oh wow, this guy writes women really well. And then to my surprise, when I finished the book and discovered it was a female writer. But anyway, that's Clear by Karis Davies. Very, very, very late to the party. Arundhati Roy's The God of Small Things. So I read her memoir before I read this fabulous book. I should have read it years ago. Hilarious, beautiful, heartbreaking, so creatively written. Loved it, loved it, loved it. Lost Lambs, I think any book after The God of Small Things is going to seem a bit sort of trite and not quite, you know, hitting the mark. This was okay. Like, some people will love this book. I'm sure one day it'll be made into a movie. It's been said that it's hilarious. I didn't think it was hilarious. I enjoyed it a lot. That's the most I'm saying. Now, Frederick Blackman's My Friend, I got to page 85. I mean, this book is huge at the moment. He is such a popular writer, but I don't understand his writing. It's very didactic, and I know there's this whole idea, show don't tell, but sometimes you do have to tell. But there's this beginning when they're in an art museum and he's talking about stupid rich people. This is the narrator, rather than kind of showing us how they're stupid rich people. He was saying it. But I have been assured by people, oh, no, it's a fantastic book. You will love it. You will rip through it. So do you think I should give it another go? Currently reading Lauren Groff's Brawler alongside my, I don't want to call it a self-help book, set of short stories, into the third or fourth short stories. Also listening to this on audio. Now, the audio is gorgeous. Some of the people in the book group found the narrator annoying. I didn't. And there's one story in particular, I think it's set in the 1950s. As soon as it started, there was no descriptive of anything. It was just people talking. I thought, this is in the 1950s. That's how spot on the narration was, and also Lauren Groff's writing. I used to be a huge short story fan. I've gotten out of the practice. I don't know how I feel about some of these short stories are leaving me they just feel a bit empty, and I don't quite understand the point of them, but I am going to. I feel like I've come home. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time on 30 Books.